liaison reports. I need the solicitor's report, yeah. David.
I don't think there's anything that's not on the
Okay.
Can I talk about that property over there now, or no? The Yeoman property?
Toolshed Lane?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
My opinion, I don't think we should eliminate that building once we clean it out, see if it can be utilized. I thought maybe if it's not ridiculous, we could make a place for them guys to shower, change clothes, and even put their office stuff in there, get more room in the garage for the time being. If not, then we'll get rid of it later. I don't know how big it is, but it looks pretty good size as far as a double wide. Now, that's my opinion.
It'd be, I think it,
No, I was just gonna say, till we get things out of there, it doesn't look real healthy right now, just the look of it. But if there's a structure maybe that could be utilized,
There are plenty of people around to clean that stuff,
right, right.
which would be an expense, but there again, if it's practical, I thought even in the winter, if some guys are plowing snow, instead of going home if they don't want to, they could take a nap in there. Just a
I
thought.
don't know if they would do that, but
Why?
I think she's had experience with the place maybe, I don't know.
I've dealt
I've
with
not been
places like
inside.
that in the past.
I've not been
I
inside.
think it's worth looking at
Okay,
before we make, don't
Absolutely.
jump to the gun.
before we
Absolutely.
demolish it,
Right.
yeah.
let's see
Okay.
what it looks like once it's cleaned
Once
out, and
Right.
see what it is.
See what's there to work with.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion at this point. I think we need to research it before we just eliminate it.
Eliminate it. And I know the road crew needs it for
Space.
space, you need space.
Yeah, we had talked already, and
Right.
I don't think that getting rid of it right now is a wise idea. I think it needs to be cleaned out and then assess the situation after it's cleaned out, because you can't tell much
You don't know what
right now.
it's
don't.
like, we
Can't
don't
tell.
know.
For what it's worth, another property that I have, I spoke with Skip Hockenberry,
Mhm.
and he said it's gotta be extremely pathetic before it can be dealt with.
Okay.
So, it might pay just to have him look at it then when it's empty.
When it's empty,
Yeah, didn't he do a lot of cleaning in here for us, Pam?
he did COVID
COVID.
spray.
That's beyond,
What's that?
I would say that's beyond.
Some, I think the condition of the property is beyond what Skip does.
The ladies have seen the rats.
Not too sure
over there.
about that. I wouldn't underestimate Skip.
Yeah, sure.
So,
It's pretty bad.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
sure.
That's all I would say.
Hey, we got nothing to lose by
Exactly.
Cleaning
Like,
it
just
out.
clean that thing out, and if it's worth something to us, then do it, then use it.
Pam can do that on her spare time.
No, no,
I think Pam's already
I'm done.
making
No,
contact with getting someone to come in and do that, am I right?
yep.
Okay.
While we're on the subject of that there,
Right.
it was, the other day was made clear, we were putting signs up and board windows up and whatnot over there, that if there's anything that the township and or us wants from that property, that we're okay for that. And I just want something in stone, if that's the case, from you guys, saying if there's something the township and or us want before somebody goes through and throws it all out, that we're allowed to have it. If not, it is what it is, but I don't want anybody getting in trouble for taking something that,
They shouldn't.
yeah.
We already
But
know.
we own the property, so.
I know we own that, but I
So
just,
So I would
anything's
say
there.
if the township can utilize something, use it. If not, don't throw it away. If you can use it, or the employees.
I agree.
right, I just don't want anybody getting in trouble over something stupid.
That's
I
good,
don't see it.
Exactly,
good point.
Shovel or a piece of, or chunk of rope or something, so.
right.
I don't see any
Yeah, what are
issue.
your thoughts on that, David?
Yeah, I mean, everything as of September 1 is yours.
Great,
Okay, that's
Do it.
good.
that's settled then.
Alright,
Yep. Anything else, Charles?
I have no. Do you have anything else, Brandon, on that?
no, also, we had said, we need more room for equipment and or stuff, so if anything, if the building is not, at the very least, I think it needs to be cleaned out and looked at. If we want a whole building put up, if we could retrofit that to do that, okay. If it needs to be tore down, okay too, but the first step on the process is getting it cleaned out so we can.
Who's
assess-
doing that, Pam?
I'm working at the SCI Banner.
First step, get it cleaned out and then we'll deal with it after
Yep.
it's cleaned out.
Good.
All right, next is emergency management coordinator. That's Jim. Yeah, and he's not here tonight. Craig Township Fire Hall, or Fire.
Fire company, we had a meeting there, what night did they meet? Was it earlier this week?
It's okay.
It's okay.
They had a meeting.
They did. Things are going well. They estimate, I did not get a final count on the profit from the carnival, but they estimated it to be a little over $23,000.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's good. They have upcoming events. Of course, the Antique Machinery Show is now through Saturday over at Penn's Cave. October 8th will be their gun raffle, so if you're interested in purchasing tickets, any of the fire members have tickets. October 15 will be the last tractor pull, and October 21st will begin their bingo that they have in the winter. The other thing is that the auxiliary disbanded back in June, and the monies that they had, they donated to the fire company. They put $10,000 into a new truck fund, and then they had a little $9,000, of which they're putting $5,000 in a CD for the international, a binder fund, they were calling it.
That's an old truck.
And then the $4,000 and change will be in their checking account. So they've donated that back to the fire company. And I think that's all we have for from them.
Okay. Next on the agenda, the Old Grade School Advisory Board report.
Okay,
That's usually Jim.
the advisory board, they decided to do a Mr. Sticky fundraiser, and that will coincide with our trunk or treat. So we'll have forms here hopefully by tomorrow
Oh, wow.
and get that started. So we need to at least sell 700 to be able to have the Mr. Sticky truck here on site, and then they'll be able to sell others as they sell them, which will help. Mr. Sticky charges $2.25, and then we can raise it up and charge $5 per sticky bun, and we make that profit.
Very good.
What do their funds look like at this point, Pam?
Right now, they have 26,000 in there. Do you have it with you?
22.7 is what showed.
They just have a little bit more put in today.
Okay.
And they're good with heat.
Well, we only got heat one time.
Oh, but
Yeah,
I'm
we only
saying,
got one
there
at
will
one
go
time.
for heat.
Right.
That's all.
I talked to the church, and they stated that if I get them order forms, they will also work with us and help get orders through them as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Physical plant manager's report.
Everything's going okay. We're plugging along.
Okay. Operations manager's report.
Same thing.
Same thing?
Not about anything.
Sort of the same.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, Penns Valley Code Enforcement Agency, of course, we have a report here on that. Code enforcement permits and such.
Should we talk about the driveway permits and our ordinance here?
Not until drive,
Continuous free access to driveway.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, okay.
No, you're good. Almost there. Penns Valley Penns Valley Emergency Medical Services, Charles.
The meeting won't be till next week, except for reading the antique show, but they say everything's going along smooth like it had in the back the last year or so. Their funds are doing pretty well financially. Their biggest problem, which so far they're good, but getting participants to help at the station. More than that,
They were down 2 employees, are they up, did they hire one?
it was kind of up in the air.
Okay,
Nothing definite, but the meeting will be next week because of what's going on. They were busy at the fair as well.
right.
That's all I have.
All right. Let's see, Penns Valley Regional Planning Commission, hasn't been a meeting, that's quarterly. So nothing there. planning commission, we discussed, excuse me, sorry. We discussed, solar ordinance again, and that's sort of dead in the water. I mean, and if the supervisors have something to add to that, they would like to hear from us.
Is it,
So where does it stand?
do
with
we
that?
need an ordinance? Is that what you're,
We really don't have a conclusion on that,
Okay.
guys, is where it comes down to, that we need an ordinance in Gregg Township. And the reason being is because, my opinion, where I think we would need an ordinance wouldn't be on the guy that just wants to put some stuff up. We're talking about the farms that take lots of acres.
Right.
okay,
Yeah,
Fields
it's
of them.
basically, that's the issue, okay, that we
Okay.
want to deal with if it was coming in. But the land that they want, is right, like, the land they want is up by Chris Coons with the transformers,
okay,
okay? And he's been approached several times through the years, and so it's Don.
Don Myers.
Yes, and they don't want to really do any more than 15 or 30 acres. So this idea that a solar farm's going to come in take up all these farms around here, it's not, at least according to the consensus that we got and the information we've got so far, it's not really probable that that's going to happen.
I think you're looking at it the wrong way. My opinion
Okay,
is,
yeah, sure.
you know, I don't care if they do it.
Mhm.
My question is, who's gonna clean it up when they're done using it? That's where I think we need to have an ordinance.
That's a good point. I'll bring that to the forefront. And there are there's a few on there. Go ahead.
No, I agree, that,
Okay.
so, it may not, there were two ordinances, one's a zoning amendment, and the other is just the general rules and procedures if you are putting in a solar field ordinance. And, yeah, the main thing is cleaning it up.
That's my biggest concern.
If you want, I mean,
Yeah,
I can tell you, you know, there are places in Center County where there are no requirements to clean it up, but
Okay, Charles, I think that's a good thing. Pam, that's on the agenda for planning commission next time anyway.
I don't wanna limit anybody to do whatever they want with their property, but if they're finished with it, do you wanna look at it?
No.
If it's
No,
like-
if I'm
No,
there.
no,
You're right.
I
You're
agree
right.
with that.
Right, that's my only concern.
I agree with that. Okay, then I think that's the main thing that we
Right.
need to look at.
Right,
Okay,
So that'd be worth doing, yeah,
That would
okay,
I
see.
think so.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, well then, they got the feedback they wanted then,
Right.
I think.
And if you remember, that's the way I started in the beginning. That was my only concern.
It was, yeah.
right.
Well then, let's go with that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we also discussed setbacks, and again, I want to bring this to this meeting. Right now in Gregg Township on open forest land and also the different zoning, it doesn't matter. The only place that has a 10-foot setback is the village, okay? Everywhere else has a 30-foot, except on a road. Roads are 50 to 55 foot setback, okay? So, anyway,
Did anybody explain to you how they come up with those numbers?
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
They said because of the fire department, they sat down with the fire department and with looking at getting a fire truck in between properties. That's what they
The
decided
hose
on.
is the one I've been around.
yeah, the hose, and so 30 feet's a bit excessive, and I think my perspective is, and I'm gonna give it, I think that the people of Gregg would enjoy a little more,
Freedom.
freedom with their ground. And on the basis of property rights, I'd like to, so, but it's going a little hard in the meeting.
The 30-foot,
Yeah, to move it to 15 foot.
right.
So, I was asked to talk to people, I'm not gonna put an ad in a grapevine and
Right.
make a big division thing out of it, but I was asked to talk to people, get some feedback, and I don't see why we couldn't, just say, hey, what do you think about this? And people may say, hey, we like the 30-foot.
I don't think you're gonna hear that.
No, I don't think anybody's gonna vote for less property rights. That's my opinion, but it isn't, it's.
'Cause
so-
if you look anywhere in the town, you can easily get a fire hose in between or get a truck through that you can come back with a hose.
Charles, I totally agree. So anyway, we're gonna talk about it next time. And, basically, it looks like we're leaning more toward, if anything, it seems like some of this stuff's a compromise with things. If anything, we're leaning toward an accessory building, that we're gonna take it down to 15 feet, if we get to do it at all. That's the way I'm feeling about it. So, the houses would still remain with a 30-foot setback, you know, from,
the road?
no, from, in
Property line.
Charles,
Property
let's
line.
just put it in plain language. They don't want to allow the houses to be 15 feet from the setback, on a setback. They want them to stay at 30, and it seems like there's more interest in the group to just do it for accessory buildings, like sheds and garages. And they're concerned about height, and they're concerned about,
What's their reasoning?
they say, well, it can shade the neighbors, and what if a guy puts a pig farm there, and there's all kinds of reasons. And I'm more geared toward property rights, and I don't really,
Right.
so,
And the distance from the highway to the structure, I think, is ridiculous as well.
well, that may be, I didn't attack, I didn't go with that route. I felt like I bit off as much as I could chew with the other.
Just keep chewing more.
Yeah, I'm planning on that, but, so it wouldn't hurt,
Do you want
guys.
us to?
Yeah, I do,
Okay.
I do, I think it would be,
Okay,
I think it would be, helpful
gotcha.
for you and Kathy to say, hey, to say, hey, what do you think about changing the setbacks from 30 feet to 15? And maybe people don't want to, you know,
The ones I've spoken to already in the past,
Charles, me, hands down too.
Yeah.
they do want.
I know, they wanna do what they want with their property.
Right.
And, you know, and 15 feet, that's 15 feet on this side and that side, that's 30 foot fire truck right down there. So,
But like I said, you can easily get a hose past the building.
well, you're right,
Look how it is in some of these towns.
yeah,
You're lucky to walk between them.
yeah, so,
Okay.
guy has his building sitting out in the middle of the yard because he,
Right.
you know.
Wasted space.
I agree. So anyway, that's for that meeting. Next is Tri-Municipal Park. As far as I don't believe there was a meeting for that. Must have been for Grange, because of Grange Fair, I'm guessing.
Could well be.
Yeah. Water and sewer authorities.
Wait a minute, we need to, with the
Oh,
tri-park,
yeah, yeah.
we need to, pick a date for when we're gonna make that payment yet this month. We have until the end of the year to be able to get the paperwork done, but to get that payment made,
Penn Best Loan?
yes, to
I
pay
thought
that
we
off,
were waiting on somebody, we were gonna join with them.
not for the PennDOT loan.
That's
The
what
other,
I
well, the
understood.
other three are gonna pay at the
They
same
all-
time.
yeah.
So that's why we need to let them know the date, so we
Okay.
can all do it at the same time.
So
And
they're
if we
paying
do
it off as well?
Yes.
Yes, that way it's gonna save everybody on interest.
Okay.
We don't wanna wait till the end of the year, cause it's just gonna,
That's the.
And we had talked about September.
yeah.
Oh,
I see, so y'all are just paying off the loan.
Yes. So we have time to do the paperwork till the end of the year. Am I right, David?
Right. I mean, you don't need to specify a date, you could just make a motion to pay by September 30th, would you agree?
We can do that, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we pay off our share of the Penn Best Loan by September 30.
I'll second that,
Okay, go ahead, Charles.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, is there any discussion about that?
None.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great.
I mean, while we're talking about Tri-Park, I was just mumbling before the meeting that there are some follow-up items that are coming. I'm not ready to talk about them tonight, but as we get to the end of the year, we'll circle back to that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else I'm trying to miss, I guess? All right.
You wanna see that, Charles?
Okay, Kathy, water and sewer.
Nothing new really going on there. I know that the sewer folks have spent their total allotment that we gave them from the ARPA monies. The water has not spent all of theirs. They're looking at replacing some fire hydrants. Some of the bad ones they're gonna be replacing.
Best of my knowledge, they can't get them.
Well, that was a concern.
Right.
They were gonna be checking into the availability, but that's their plan. So things there are just going on just as normal.
Some things that we work with are out a year and a half.
And they know that they have till the 2024 to spend that money, so perhaps they get moving on that. That's it, thank you.
Okay, so now we're down to this, the secretary of the treasury report. And, anyway, should I go ahead with the motion?
I'll make the motion for the first one, Ben, which is to approve the August 11th, 2022 Board of Supervisors meeting minutes.
I'll second that. I've read them.
Any discussion?
I have none.
They look fine to me.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, and also, yeah.
No?
Also, we've got the, financial report here in front of us. And, entertain a motion to approve that also.
I'll make a motion to accept and approve the all funds financial report.
I'm just looking over here. I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have the Center County Association of Township Officials Fall Dinner Convention. That is Tuesday, October 25th. I need a motion to be able to sign us up for that. And
I will make that motion.
Who's going?
Yes, you're going, Charles?
Is it going to be at the Windman?
What is this?
Wyndham Garden State College.
Okay.
What time does it start, man?
Hold that thought.